So thank you all for coming in a bit sooner. Because I heard that some of you had a late flight last night and had to be here at 5 o'clock in the morning and start earlier, the second part of the session here, okay? And now we have Dr. Theocharous of the Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management of the Cyprus University of Technology. He's going to set the stage, planning of the Cyprus UNITWIN workshop, and then he's going to talk about the Mythos platform, the free GIS application of the Cyprus tourism. So he will talk to you about this. So I give you the stage and he will present it to you.
I'm sure you have all met Nadia. I have to tell you that I was lucky enough to have her as a student at the postgraduate program in 2014. Imagine having her in your classroom. But
very lively class.
She was a top student. Well, I'm very glad to have you here with us in Cyprus. Initially, I would like to thank the Deputy Ministry of Tourism. I always have that guy there from Cyprus that he was in the States and now in Sweden, and he always wants me to raise my voice. But also I think I will just raise my. Right. First of all, I would like to thank the Deputy Ministry of Tourism, Maria Solomon and Katia Dimitriou. They have helped us tremendously in making this workshop happening. I have to say that they are very valuable collaborators. We are working very closely with the Deputy Ministry, and we are making things to work out, and we are delivering programs and various other deliverables that they are enhancing the tourist product. What I will be showing today, it's a dream actually that we had back in 2012 to create a GIS application for Cyprus tourism. Initially, our idea was to use an open source approach to develop this platform. We did many efforts and we have devoted thousands of hours of time to collect data. And basically, what the idea about the whole project is to collect and distribute information that will satisfy the needs of demanding visitors who want to explore the beauties of Cyprus, enjoy authentic Cypriot gastronomy, experience the traditional hospitality, and get to know less promoted aspects of the island full of cultural tradition. Next slide, please. So, what technologies we have utilized in order to make this project viable? Basically, one of the beauties of our discipline is that we are purely interdisciplinary. We borrow elements from IT, sociology, philosophy, engineering, you name it. And by combining all these elements, we can make things to work out. So we have used ArcGIS technology, we have used global navigation satellite systems, augmented reality, 360 video and photo recording, virtual reality, and 3D scanning and photogrammetry. How we have made this thing, how we have developed, which resources were used. Basically, through independent funding from independent projects from various funding authorities, we have used Interreg, a project about religious tourism, And based on this project, we have developed our infrastructure and superstructure. Basically, we have bought servers, and we have collected around 8,000 points of interest, POIs. What do we mean by points of interest? We're talking about cycling routes. We're talking about positions where you can do bird watching. We're talking about diving spots, you name it, for all the different types of touristic activities. Then we had another one project, face-to-face. And basically through this project, we have managed to classify and categorize each and every event according to the typology of touristic activities for each and every village and region in Cyprus. And basically, if you want to search a hotel, or you want to search a restaurant, or you want to search for a church, or if you want to search for a dam, whatever, you can enter your search term, and the system will retrieve the information. I have to mention that we have not only collected coordinates for each point of interest. We have description in Greek and English, and we're talking about detailed description. And even for areas that, churches, for example, we do have information for disabled people, whether there's a ramp and photos of the ramp where people can evaluate before paying a visit, so that people can pay a visit to that specific place. Next slide, please. Now, for the face-to-face, basically through this project, we have been able to collect information because we have with us as a partner the Cyprus Institute, and we have been able to use archaeological findings, information from the archaeological findings, and basically we have been able to add this information on Mythos with some interesting stories about another one, for example, with strong cultural identification of the skull. And this is the Neolithic settlement of Hierokidia. And as you can see, in augmented reality, this is outside our office at the university. We have been able to represent the actual house in that specific area. Next slide, please. And then, after meeting Gadi and Maria and Gadi had this wonderful idea about the Heartland of Legends. It came up to be a very interesting project. Basically, we are using the infrastructure that we have with the information, the maps, the digital maps, the GIS maps, and all the information were added from Heartland of Legends. The Heartland of Legends has used this foundation, let's say, and all the information are projected, and they're supported also with geographical geomapping information. Next slide, please. Now, what is the future? Basically, the problem that we have is that we need to make this information available to the end user. That's the main problem. And the other problem that we have is that we have used 3 projects with a funding of around 450,000 euros. We have developed and delivered the deliverables for those projects. And at the same time, we have developed Mythos. The problem with these projects is that when the funding is gone, the deliverables and outputs remain on the shelf. Or when we're talking about digital information, if they are not updated for a period of time, they're obsolete. There's nothing to do with them. So that's our main challenge. Petros, Christos, and our team at the Heraklitos, we want to keep alive this project. Last year, we had positive years from the ministry, from the Deputy Minister of Tourism, and we're in the process of using this database gradually to host certain online applications on the website of the Deputy Minister of Tourism. Now we're working on the religious tourist points of interest. At the same time, we have an issue on how we'll make it possible for a tourist to take his or her mobile and download this application on the mobile and use it as a, let's say, as a traditional point-to-point navigation system. But in addition to that, to have all this information about points of interest. We cannot compete Google Maps. We cannot compete Garmin. We cannot compete TomTom. But we have one advantage over them. The fact that we have these points of interest. The fact that we have augmented reality representations. The fact that we have all the cycling routes available because we had a team of professional cyclists that they were wearing GoPro cameras, and we have all the bicycle routes on 360 degrees videos. Because this is what the modern cyclists want. In the past, they just wanted elevation. Now they want to experience the route before actually engaging into the process of going through the route. So Google Maps is not we cannot compete with them. There is a problem with them. And I will give you an example why there is a problem with them. Google Maps, the names that they have for the north of the island, they are in Turkish. There's a political issue here. We want it to be in Greek. So we cannot use their infrastructure, their maps. In addition to that, they have started charging for using Google Maps on a commercial basis. So we had to apply and investigate the other providers of maps. There are not many. And basically here Maps is the main competitor, it's owned by Microsoft. So we are basically, we have an offer from them for a package that will support Mythos. And we're going to pay an annual license to have their algorithm to support our infrastructure. This is the road ahead, basically. And in addition to that, in addition to the point navigation, we are developing a trip planner and personalization. What do we mean about that? For example, you arrive at our airport and you want to go to Amara Hotel in Limassol. You can plan your trip, and along the way, when you will register, you download the program on your mobile, and you will be asked to give your interest. For example, I like archaeology, I like visiting ancient monuments and Neolithic sites. According to your preferences, along the route, using algorithms, the planner will give you suggestions along the way from Larnaca to Limassol of where to go and pay a visit to interesting sites. In addition to that, we have the point-to-point navigation for town areas. Last Friday, we went with Petros to a village called Vouni, and we're developing for them an application that basically will be called the first smart village of Cyprus. Of course, we're discussing this, and we want the input from the ministry. And the idea is to have an electronic tour guide to guide the tourist in the village, and where you stop, the tour guide will explain and tell you what is that house, what is that specific restaurant, what is that specific church, and things like that. It's not like 360 videos. It would be guiding you through the village. You will not need to scan a QR code for the information to come out.
And also for the traffic.
And also another one thing that we're trying to do is that they do have a problem every Sunday. It's full of people. You cannot walk in the village. So we're going to put sensors to monitor the car visits and the pedestrian visits and give directions on where to park in order to avoid congestion. Next slide, please. Augmented reality. This is something that we're working a lot, and we're doing many things. Christos, he's an asset to our team. He's a PhD student. He used to be our graduate student. Actually, Heraclitus were like a brotherhood and sisterhood. We are all calling each other brother and sister. So that's one of the small secrets of success. Basically, as you can see here, we have Laona Stew. It's a site, it's a settlement. As you can see, when you're mobile, you have this icon here. It means that augmented reality is available. And as you can see here, find archaeological finding from that specific political settlement. We have used 3D scanning and have a real-time representation. And for example, if you are at a hotel, you want to see what's available there, you come in the lobby of your hotel or you are in the hotel room, and you will be able to see a clear representation of the actual finding. About the experiences and discoveries, as I have said, in the process of developing Midos, we have used the services of graphic designers. And the logos you see there, accommodation, transportation, dining, sports, they are all specifically developed for Midos. So it's part of the branding. Sorry. It's part of the branding concept of Midos. As you can see, we have nature trails, cycling routes, wine routes, religious routes. We have cultural routes, authentic routes, and of course, if I go back to Heartland of Legends, there you can see the beauty of all the information that is there and how the one system supports the other and how they interact. I need to mention something at this point. One problem that we have in Cyprus is that every couple of weeks or every couple of months, you read in the newspaper, XYZ village has developed a 360 application on the mobile with 360 degrees videos and photos from the village. The problem is that there are so many applications. You can download them from Apple Store or Google Store. Probably they work for the very first couple of months after the completion of the project, and after that, they have bugs. They don't work. We have tried with Christos. We have downloaded many, and all of them they do have a problem. They all develop applications. There is not a single, let's say, authority to, let's say, act as an umbrella to gather all this information and put them together under one application, under one roof. So this is what we're trying to do with this application. For example, Konya Profidis Ilias cycling routes. As you can see, we have the nature trail. So, excuse me, we have the information along the way, the distance, points of interest along the way. And you can see the certain photos. We have the elevation, we have description, birds as you can see there, and other points of interest. Now, for cycling routes, as you can see, we have different types of cycling routes, mountain, road bike, and hybrid. The Macheras, for example, route. It gives some information about the type, it gives map information, and if you want to take the tour, you can press the button and you can put the mobile on your bicycle, and at this all, you can download the GPX file and use your own Garmin or whatever navigation you have for your what I meant, what I referred to the 360 degrees photos. As you can see, we paid the cyclists, professional cyclists, and they have covered all the cycling routes, even the nature trails. Sorry for saying that. I know you don't like that, but we had to do it. We had to put them in a way. We put them walk so it was faster with the bike. So here is a, let's say, a short video. Each video is about 1 hour long. We have a YouTube channel connected with the application. If the biker wants to see the whole route, he or she can do that. But if he or she wants to take a picture, take a sense of the route, we have short videos on the application. Well, the information that we have here is that we have a code, and I hope next time we're going to meet. Good news that we're proceeding to the actual development of the application. Uh, the most important point for us is that we have invested time, effort, public money from different projects, and we are still insisting for this project to remain alive. This is the main idea behind it. Thank you very much.
So now we have a presentation of research outputs and deliverables of Heraclitus Research Center with Dr. Petros Kosmas and Christo Andreev. Christo? Don't worry.
Welcome to Cyprus.